Welcome back, I'm David Gibbons, and now we cross to Jim Wallace in Canberra for an update on Australian politics. Welcome back to the program, Jim.
Thanks, David.
Jim, the change of government in Victoria following the recent election seemed to take quite a few people by surprise. So what do you think were the main factors behind the Liberal National Coalition winning office?
Well, a lot of commentators would say simply that the Labor Party had been in office too long, David. But when you consider that despite that, they believed that Labor was going to win, I don't think that's enough. I think the real reason that we saw a change of government was that we had a coalition that was prepared to differentiate itself from the government by actually preferencing the Greens last in every seat. So this was a clear rejection of the Greens' social and economic policies, the extreme nature of their policies, and I think that was actually rewarded by the constituency. I think too you've got to remember that we had a Labor government here which had a terrible record. It had legislated the worst abortion laws in the country. It had legislated on gay surrogacy. It had pursued the church so that its ability to discriminate on employment was under threat. So I think all these things were a factor.
So, Jim, are there any national implications there?
No doubt, David. I know that the Conservative side of politics was certainly looking at this election and was looking to see whether if you differentiated yourself, if you actually stood apart from these green extremes in particular, that you would be rewarded. Yes. And in this case, they doubtless have. I think too that Labor has to realise that people are not worried or consumed by gay marriage and euthanasia, but about the environment in which they raise their children and in feeding them.
Picking up on the issue of gay marriage, Jim, it continues to be a topic that triggers intense debate. So what are the latest developments?
Well, David, we had quite an impertinent move by the latest member into Parliament, Mr Brandt, the Green, which saw a motion passed that required all parliamentarians to go back and to consult their constituencies. Now, this will give the thing a new profile. It will mean that it keeps the matter alive, and with the Labor Party looking at debating this towards the end of the year, clearly that's the Greens' aim. But I would hope that Christians will step up to the mark, and we won't see that happen.
So is there anything that Christians can do if they're concerned about the issue?
Oh, absolutely, David. We know, the parliamentarians going back there, listening on this issue, and we need every single Christian in Australia to ring up their parliamentarian, their federal parliamentarian, regardless of whether they're Labor or Liberal, to ask to go and see them and to explain to them that they don't agree with gay marriage. And not only that they don't agree with gay marriage, but why they value marriage between a man and a woman and why they think it should remain that way.
Thanks for your time today, Jim.
Thank you very much, Dave.